It's the Slam Dunk.
Does it feel to you like it's harder to get around right now and there are more people everywhere, that it takes a bit longer to do anything, to go anywhere, than the queues for everything seem to take a lot longer? And does it seem like there are just more people around the country, especially around Auckland? The motorways seem to be jam-packed, and more jam-packed than they were last time anyway. Now, I was desperate to blame the traffic management trucks and the cones and, the millions of cones they place in our way each day. But sadly, it's unlikely to be that simple, and it's not that simple. The truth is, we have just and are experiencing the greatest growth in our population since we began to officially take the records, basically. So the numbers are massive, and as a result of people flowing, through the gates, they require housing, schools, medical care. The country is likely not to be prepared for this, and we're not. Our infrastructure is creaking, and we simply can't keep these numbers up. It's putting massive strain on just about everything, and you'll feel this and see this in society. While record immigration can seem to provide much-needed stimulus to the economy, it's not always the case, and standards of living can reduce for some as they face the pressure of the squeeze, and especially in the housing market, and the cost of everything going up because not just inflation, but supply and demand. You see, there's this huge demand, and the supply is weak. So the demand's through the roof. I'm hearing stories again of 50 people in a queue going for one rental house. This is nightmare stuff. Data released by Stats New Zealand, which was last week, reveals that New Zealand had an annual net migration of 126,000 people. 126,000 in the year to December last year. That's the highest ever figure for a calendar year, and that is despite a record 47,000 New Zealanders leaving the country in the same period. So 126,000 people, add in the record 19,000 births, and New Zealand's grown by 145,000 people in just 1 year. 145. We are simply not prepared for that kind of growth. We can't keep up with the building program, which means that people will miss out. They get shoved to the sidelines of the economy, and that's when their standard of living goes down. Also, the construction market, which you'll hear in this interview today, which has been on fire, has a much weaker outlook now. The so-called pipeline of work is not there. As developers who are finishing these developments, they're not working on the next one. They haven't taken on the risks. They haven't borrowed the money for fear of going under. So this is not there. You'll hear this with the interview with Kat Peters today. Or they can't get funding. We have hundreds of builders now facing trouble. And where are they going to go? They'll head to Australia. Again, we'll talk to Kat about this shortly. Exactly what we don't need. How did this all happen? Well, by design, and also because we thought we were missing out on the best migrants. We thought we were missing out because we're so slow to open the gates after COVID. And the migrants were flocking to maybe Australia. So Labor here relaxed the rules of entry to stimulate our economy. Fear we'd missed out on the best people. And in they came from everywhere. And it hasn't stopped. We are a beautiful Western democracy with a really good standard of living, and we're peaceful. Very few threats are here. And of course, families and workers from other low-wage, less attractive, less peaceful countries will come here. And when you make it easier, you watch the stampede come in, and they came in, you see. So it's happened. And this is what we're experiencing right now. What will National do about this? They likely will have to slow things down, which doesn't come naturally to them because, turning off the tap is foreign to them. National in the past has used immigration as one of their sort of economic levers and tools to make us feel busier and richer than perhaps we really are. So this is what's going on. But will they slow things, and what impact will that actually have on the economy? That's your question. Or do they keep the rush on? And what's the impact of the rush on? Are we getting simply everybody coming in? And do we need to make sure that we're getting the right people? Or are we getting, basically anyone and everyone? It's so hard to get immigration spot on. It's a really difficult task. And right now, we are hellishly popular, and that's a good thing. But what's the impact of that, and how will National now shape how the country looks in the next few years? This is their challenge. It's not easy, and you get it wrong, and boy, everyone pays a massive, massive price. They really do around immigration. So, good luck getting this one right.